Greetings. My name is Ron Dickey. I'm the author of Greatness Is What Greatness Does, the 10 Principles of Exceptional Leadership, written in the quantum psychology perspective. You may ask, what is this all about? Greatness is what greatness does. Reaches down into your soul and says, who are you by nature? Because who you are matters. Greatness is what greatness does. If you are great, then you're doing great. As I come in to speak with All Cities Homes and this team, the message will be, greatness is a mindset. And what's amazing about that mindset of greatness, greatness never gives up. So we just got to keep working. Keep working, keep working, keep working, because greatness really is what greatness does. So who has a copy of my book, Amazingly Ridiculous, in front of you? First one, turn to the very first page. There's a quote in that page. Can you stand up loud and read that? In fact, you come up front and read it.
It says, bold, inspirational, and gigantic dreams have a level of brilliance and a power and a bit of magic in them that almost guarantees that everything you dream of today, tomorrow, you can become. So let your dreams be amazingly ridiculous.
Read it again. We go way back.
Okay. Bold, inspirational, and gigantic dreams have a level of brilliance and a power and a bit of magic in them that almost guarantees that everything you dream of today, tomorrow, you can become. So let your dreams be amazingly ridiculous, y'all.
Your dreams do have magic in them. And it's a magic we need to be successful. These cliches we hear, they're good cliches. But how do we move beyond cliches into action, into the success that we want? You need that magic. So the title of this presentation, we have to give it a title, is Greatness Has a Mindset. Greatness has a mindset. The things you say that you're here for today, greatness has a mindset. You have to move into that mindset. From that mindset, you have to move into actions. So let's start with one of your posters. Write down, what do you dream of? Because it's the foundation of who you are. It's the foundation of your success, whether you believe it or not. Because that dream has some magic in it. On the second post-it, I want you to tell me and tell yourself, what is it that you're great at? What are you great at? Just one thing. Well, someone asked me, Ron, why do you want us to write these two things down? Somebody has to ask. Someone asked me.
Ron, why do you want us to write these two things down?
Thank you for your participation. I think everybody else missed it. The reason why, what's your name?
Daniel.
Daniel? The reason why, Daniel, when you're trying to be successful, the things you dream of have to be identical to what you believe you're great at. So what good would it do me to dream of being 6'4"? What would it do me?
You can get your dreams done.
And over the years, I have fantasized about that, being 6'4", but here I'm still 5'9", right? So when we dream of things that we're not capable of, then what's the point? You have to dream of being great at what you're great at. I'm a great writer, so I can dream of being a national bestseller. See, that's a suitable dream for me. It's a waste of my time to think, I want to dream of being 6'4". Who's great in here? Raise your hand. Everybody's hand should go up. We are great at something. I'm going to let you know now that greatness has to be tested. Because what determines if you're great or not is the exam. It's how you graded by others and how you grade yourself, right? Well, Ron James is a great NBA basketball player. Is there any dispute that he's a great basketball player?
No, but he's not the greatest.
I didn't say he's the greatest. I said, is he great? We'll never get out of that conversation because we all have a different, right? But how do we know he's great? Who's the great part?
Jordan's great.
Repetition.
Because his skills have been tested, right? Against other players. He's engaged in competition, right? You don't know you're great until you have been tested. You don't know you're great right until you have engaged in a competition. You just assume you're great. And it's okay to assume you're great, but as soon as you go up against a competition, or you engage in a test, you come in last. Shit, maybe I'm not that great. Right? So imagine that all of us, we receive an invitation in the mail. That invitation says, we want to invite you to a competition in which we're going to crown the greatest in the world. And whoever we crown as greatest in the world will live a life of riches beyond measure. You receive that in the mail. So earlier, everyone raised their hand and said you're great at something. So who's going to go through the competition? Right. Who's going to go through the competition? Right. We show up. The exam proctor comes out and says, I thank all of you for coming to this competition. Because at the end of this competition, we're going to crown the greatest of all time. He says now, the exam today is tree climbing. Right? The exam today is tree climbing. All of us do just like this, we laugh. What the heck? We're not tree climbers. We look around, we notice some chimpanzees showed up to the competition as well. And a whale and a giraffe. We look around, all God's creatures are there. And we laugh. Because we know it's an exam. We may be able to climb a tree somewhat when we were toddlers or younger, but at our age, the chimpanzees are already celebrating, right? So sure enough, gun goes off, chimpanzees up the trees, down, and nothing flat. And they're celebrating, we're the greatest. Everyone else walks away, we're dejected. We feel horrible. Because the exam told us that we're not great. So in life, it is wise, it is wisdom not to show up for exams that you're not prepared for. Because they leave you defeated and dejected. So raise your hands if you ever gone into a competition or accepted an invitation to go do something and you fail. Raise your hand. That's really all of us. That's why life beats us up. We show up at the wrong exam. That's why you have to know what you're great at. Don't show up for things that you know you're not great at, because what is the dangers of walking away feeling you have failed and feeling that you are rejected from society of that group? What's the dangers of it? Anyone?
You can believe it.
Give up. What else? You believe you're a failure, correct? What else?
Reputation.
Reputation, right? Anyone else? And here's what
Quit trying.
Quit trying. And here's what I want you to get from that message. Failure, giving up, and all the things that you said causes you to lose your momentum. You stop. You don't try again. You lose your momentum. The reason why you lose your momentum, you showed up to a competition that you were never good at. We're not tree climbers, but we're good at something else. And that something else that you're good at, how you discover that is that you have to shove yourself down into your quantum self. What's your quantum self? Come on, Langston, give it a try. What's your quantum self?
Being honest with who you are and what you're great at.
That's part of it. What's your quantum self?
Isn't that like what you originate from, kind of like the basis of what you naturally gravitate towards, or
That's
who
great.
you are.
You hit me.
So kind of like not physically, but like the essence of it.
The essence.
The makeup of you.
It's your
Yeah,
subconsciousness.
subconscious. Yeah.
It's who you were. It's who God made you before you were born. We look at what everyone else is doing around us, and we say we want to be like Bob. We want to be like Jude. We want to be like LeBron. We want to be like Mike. Right? Why do we do it to ourselves? Because what is in there, in that quantum self, in your subconsciousness, is really what you're meant to be successful at. It took me a while to get here because I tried a ton of things like the rest of you. But I now know what I'm good at, and I'm not going to do anything else. Because it's futile. Right? You feel rejected. You feel like you're a failure. You feel like you can't do it. You lose momentum. If I had a focus on being an author when I was 21 years old, and I put my every effort in doing nothing but writing and publishing books, you guys have an idea where I would be? I've been doing it for 40 years, and that's all I did. Pick one dream, pick one thing you're great at, right, and put all of your efforts into it with urgency, and you watch what happens. You stop showing up for competition where they're trying to pick the best tree climber. We're not tree climbers. There's a whole lot of things we're not. And we keep trying to tell society and others that we are, and we're not. So why do we do it? You choose that one thing. That's all you do. On the third post-it, I want you now to write down, what should you be dreaming of then? What should you be dreaming of? Write down now what you believe you should be dreaming of. Listen to what he reads again.
Bold, inspirational, and gigantic dreams have a level of brilliance and a power and a bit of magic in them that almost guarantees that everything you dream of today, tomorrow, you can become. So let your dreams be amazingly ridiculous.
Bold, inspirational, and gigantic. Take those initials. B-I-G. Bold, inspirational, and gigantic. Big dreams, not small dreams. Bold, inspirational, and gigantic. And I'm not trying to shove the Bible into anyone's face, but I can tell you that the God I serve deals with, in that space of being bold, inspirational, and gigantic. He'll give you what you want, as long as it's in alignment with what he has already put inside you. All right? And when God gives you a talent, his expectation is that you use it until he's done. If you don't use it, you lose it. Matthew chapter 25, verse 14 through 31 talks about the talents. God gave one talent, another 2, another 5. The guy he gave 5 and 2 talents to, they doubled their talents. He said, "You're the faithful servants. I'm going to bless you to be with more people." He got to the person that he gave 1 talent to. He said, "What do you do with your talent?" He said, "I hid it under the rock. You gave me 1, I didn't want to lose. I didn't do anything with it, but I got that 1 talent." God says, "You slothful and you wicked person. You took that talent away." That person had no more skills. He didn't use it, so he lost it. So that talent that you have, you better use it. Because once he takes it from you, the verse says that he would experience weeping and gnashing of the teeth through eternity. feel that way right now, don't we? That we're weeping and gashing. But you're not there. Because you're still alive. You still got this opportunity. You got to build visions that's realistic. You build upon them. You start slow. Build. You have to build a steady momentum. But no matter what's going on in life, don't let anything break your momentum. Don't let any person break your momentum. No thing or no one. Have a new book that's out. The title is Greatness Is What Greatness Does. And in this book, it's a book on leadership, but what I did with it, I wrote it in the quantum psychology perspective, which means who you are matters. That's why you got to get to the quantum self, because who you are matters. There's no point in me trying to be something that I'm not. There's no point in being something that I'm not. I said earlier, our dreams should be being great at what you're great at. Don't chase down other folks' dreams. Don't chase down dreams of things that you're not great at. But come January the 19th, you're going to give up. And before the year has even started, you're going to lose your momentum. Those of you in this real estate space, you have two brokers that's running this brokerage that's been in this business for a long time. So when they tell you things that works for them, you got to go down in your quantum self and say, how can I make what has worked for them work for me? And you build your dream from the ground up. Most of us try to build dreams from the sky down. It doesn't work that way. It's from your soul out. You got to reach in and get it. Everyone say, greatness is what greatness does. Everyone.
Greatness is what greatness does.
Greatness never gives up. Keep working. Greatness never gives up. Keep working. Greatness does not allow you to give up on yourself. Keep working. Greatness is what greatness does. You don't have to shout it. You don't have to go to social media. You don't have to do Facebook Live and show the whole world. Because if you're great, then you'll be doing great. The whole world's going to see it anyway. So on that index card, the index card this time. Well, I want you to write down, we've been in conversation for a minute. That brain activity is going. I want you to write down a solid answer. You can transfer this to your vision board. What are you great at? Great at. Not this fluffy stuff. Not something that someone can come along and push beyond your reach. When you have a conversation with your quantum self, when you got to that magic, what are you great at? Any vision you're going to do for yourself, of yourself, starts with this question. And it's internal. It's not what others want you to do. It's what you know you're capable of. You can't put down you're great at something if it has never been tested. We're all searching for something. We're all looking for a greatness or a success or something we have not experienced yet. Correct?
Yeah.
That means to do that, you got to get away from your life. In theory, you got to get away from your life to go do it. Right? So everyone decides, I'm walking out of this life and I'm walking into the life that I want to get to. You start walking. Everybody just start walking. Walk around. Everybody start walking. Walk somewhere, let me see. Walk around. Keep walking. Keep walking. And now, get to your seat. Get to your seat. All that walking you just done, you got to a gate. You're trying to get out of your life and get to a new one. You got to that gate. Knock on the gate. All right. A guard opens up the little door to the gate. Says, what do you want? And you say, I want out of my life. So you say, I want out of my life. The guard looks at you and says, get on out of here. All right. You shut the little door. You leave dejected, failed. You don't know what went wrong. You go home, you can't sleep. You say, I don't know what it is. I'll go back tomorrow and I'll bribe the guard. You go to the bank, you get all your money, put it in a bag or box or whatever. You go back to that gate. Knock on the gate. The guard opens the door. He says, what do you want? You say, I want out. You say, and I brought a bag of money. I'll give you this money if you'll open up this door and let me out of here. So the guard opens up a bigger door. Says, give me the money. And he closes it. Says, get your ass out of here. Says, get out your life. Who do you think you are? You're back home, you're dejected, you're losing momentum, feel like a failure. Gotta go back to this sorry life. Don't know what to do. I really want to get out of this life. And so, you go to all your friends, you borrow money from them, you go back to the guard, you go back to the gate with a bigger bribe. And you do this every day for the rest of your life. No matter what you take that guard, he takes it and he slams that door and says, get out of here. Here's your last day living, the day you die. You go to the gate again, you get there, you knock on the door. Knock on the gate. Everybody knock on the gate. The guard says, you again? You say, yeah. He says, what do you want?
I want out of my
I want out of this life. Right.
Oh my God.
Right. But you say, I don't have anything to offer. I just have a question. You say, just dawned on me. All my life, when I get to this gate, I never see anybody here but me. So it's just a question you have. Why have I been on this path by myself when I get to this gate? I don't see anybody else. You said, I don't want out of my life. I know I'm about to die. It has been what it's going to be. I just want that person to answer, why has it only been me at this gate? The guard looks at you, closes the gate, get out of here. You said, Ron, if that's the end, that's a shitty ass story. Listen, like, if that's the end, that's a shitty ass story. But it's not a shitty ass story. It's the most important message I can give anyone, right? The guard at the gate is you. You can't get past your own perceptions. You can't get past yourself. We spend our whole life bribing ourselves. If I do this, if I do that, if I do this, right? It's a life of bribing ourselves. You can't get past your own emotions. You can't get past your own perceptions. Every day we got something we want different. No. We're trying to get out of our life, right? And we bribe ourselves. Now life ends, we wonder why we can't get through that gate. The reason why is the only person that has ever shown up that gate, the guard is you. If you want something, get out of your own way. Change your perspective. Get down into quantum self and find that magic. And go be you.
And I'm done.